think how your favorite video games, full of crazy ideas and epic battles, actually got started? It's wild to realize that this massive gaming craze began with seriously simple, almost silly ideas. You see, back in the 1950s and 60s, gaming wasn't about fun or entertainment. It was scientists tinkering with new technology, trying to see what computers could do beyond just crunching numbers. One of the earliest games was called Tennis for Two. Imagine a black and white screen with just two dots bouncing like a tennis ball going back and forth. No sound, no colors, just dots. Sounds dull, right? But believe me, back then, it was groundbreaking. Soon after, in 1962, a game called Space War was created by some MIT students. It was simple, a couple of spaceships shooting at each other over a star. But it showed that computer games could be fun and competitive, leading to a whole new kind of entertainment. Then came the 70s, and video games hit the arcade scene. Pong, released in 1972, was a simple ping pong game that became the first video game to go big with the public. People lined up just to play it. That's when gaming started to become a social thing, not just for nerds, but for everyone. The arcade craze exploded with classics like Space Invaders and Pac-Man. Did you know Pac-Man was made to attract women gamers? It was cute and non-violent, which was new at the time. So arcades became the spot where friends met to compete for high scores and bragging rights. By the 1980s, gaming moved into homes with consoles like the Atari 2600, Nintendo's NES. Now you could play games like Super Mario Bros. Anytime you wanted, no quarters needed. This made gaming way more personal and helped turn it into a huge part of pop culture. The 90s brought the jump to 3D graphics, making games feel more real. Think of Super Mario 64 running around in a full 3D world was mind-blowing. Online multiplayer started taking off too, with early first-person shooters letting players battle each other across the globe. Fast forward to 2010s and gaming hit your pocket with smartphone. Games like Angry Birds made it easy for anyone to start playing anywhere. Indie games also took off, showing creativity didn't need a big budget. Plus, watching people stream live games became a new way to enjoy gaming, and esports turned into a massive industry. I mean, just now in the recent years, I've seen the change from the PlayStation 3 generation to the PlayStation 4 generation to the PlayStation 5 generation. Each generation came with its own big changes. For example, the PlayStation 3 generation, when it was introduced, it was the first kind to introduce Blu-ray and big games like Metal Gear Solid 4, Grand Theft Auto 5. At the time, this was groundbreaking, which, as a pun, we still have Grand Theft Auto 5. But still, moving further, PlayStation 4 generation came in, and along with that, it brought a ton of memories with it, which also makes for a sad fact that PlayStation 4 support is ending next year in 2026. Rest in peace, PlayStation 4. We will miss you, we loved you, and we cherish you, and we will forever remember you. So the PlayStation 4 generation came with amazing titles like The Last of Us Remastered. I know that's a PS3 classic, but still. Uncharted, Spider-Man, which at the time was really renowned, God of War Ragnarok, which surprisingly still holds up well on PlayStation 4, and of course the PlayStation exclusives, who could forget that. So now gaming is now headed towards VR, cloud gaming, and smarter AI. We also see the use of Unreal Engine 5, and I know that there are sometimes flops like we see in Metal Gear Solid 5, Silent Hill 2, but making games is now more immersive and accessible than ever. But the journey wasn't without bumps. Remember the video game crash of the 80s? A flood of bad games nearly killed the whole industry.
Breaking news. The video game industry is collapsing.
But Nintendo saved the day with better quality and cool new ideas. So, the big picture, gaming's history is the story of creative people experimenting, failing, and succeeding to build something that the world never expected. Next time you pick up the controller, think about how far this crazy journey has come and how blessed are we to live in a time where we can access everything in just a click. If you loved this look back, don't miss the next video where we dive into the biggest gaming controversies that shook the next industry. With that, this was Einstein Ibrahim. To support this channel, please leave a subscribe, a like, a comment, and we'll get back to you. I promise you that. You have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.